Hello again. This is another video on how we can subtract with mixed numbers. And if they're regrouping or the borrowing or exchanging, whatever you want to call it, if that wasn't your favorite, if that wasn't really working for you, I have another idea that I hope works better. And we call it by using an open number line. You can see that at the top of the screen. And it's kind of like when you were younger and we were learning how to count and look at numbers on a number line. We can kind of see how far apart they are, right? And count up from one to the other. So it's the same idea. So we're going to put our two mixed numbers on a number line. I've got a real generic, I mean, it's as basic as it gets right here, a number line. There's no labels yet because an open number line doesn't have to be perfect or exact. It can just be like a rough sketch, kind of like when we make a diagram for fractions. We're not perfectionists. We don't have to make them exact, right? So I'm going to put the smaller number, on the left and the bigger number on the right. So 1 3/5 is a little more than 1. So I'll label this as 1. And then 5 1/5 is a little more than 5. So I'll put 5 here. Okay. And again, I have the benefit of using different color. I know pencil is pencil, but I hope the color helps you see. So 1 3/5 it's somewhere about here. So I'm just going to kind of label it. I'll put a star here. So 1 3/5. Okay. And then 5 1/5, it's a little more than that. So I'll put a star here so I can kind of have a visual of where I'm going. So 5 1/5. Okay. So what we're going to do is actually count up. We'll just use our number line to help us count up. And we're starting here. We're starting with a smaller number, and we're going to count up to the bigger number. But at least right now, that looks kind of tricky because I don't really know what to count. So the number line is going to help us kind of break it up into chunks or sections. And here's how we're going to do this, okay? So we have 1 here, and then our number that we're starting with, 1 3/5. What's the next whole number up, like that's above that or more than that? It's 2. Yeah, hopefully you were thinking 2. So, and again, this is not a perfect diagram, so I'm just going to kind of put a rough idea mark where 2 is. Sure, right there. Okay, so how much is it from 1 3/5 up to 2? That's what we do have to figure out. So how many more fifths would I need to count up to get to 2? Well, 1 3/5 and then 1 4/5 would be the next one up, and then 1 5/5. And what do we know about 5/5? It's 1 whole. So we would have to add 2/5 to get to 2. So far we've gone 2/5. Okay, but now that we're at the whole number, now we can kind of go in bigger chunks and leaps and bounds and whatever you want to call it. So I'm going from 2 to 5. I'm just going to go by whole numbers because those are nice and comfortable to count by. You can probably do it in your head, but I'll kind of do it out just to be clear here. So we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, how many was that? Yeah, that was 3. So we went up 3 there. Okay, and then now from 5 to our last part of the journey, 5 1/5. Well, how much more do I have to go there? 1/5, right? If I'm at 5 and I want to get to 5 1/5, well, I just have to go up 1 more fifth. So what I have here is everything I need. This is how far I went. I went up 2/5, then I went up 3, then I went up 1 more fifth. So if I put this all together, I'll know how far apart they are, what the difference is, or the answer when I subtract, right? Well, the whole number is just 3, so that's kind of handy. So I have 3 there, and then 2/5 and 1/5. Oh, that's 3/5. So guess what? Our answer is 3 3/5. So that's how we use an open number line to do our subtractions. So if we don't like regrouping, then we can do it on an open number line. So let's look at another example just to kind of get ourselves thinking about this, okay? So now we have 3 1/4 minus 2 3/4. So again, we're just going to kind of mark roughly where we think these numbers are. We'll start with a lower one, so 2 3/4. That's a little more than 2. So we'll put a 2 here. 3 1/4, that's a little more than 3. Oh, wow, this is not very far. This is all between one whole number, isn't it? So 2 3/4 I know that's more than half because 2/4 would be a half. So I know it at the very least it's more than half. So I'll estimate it. Let me switch colors here. I'll estimate it to be somewhere around here. So this is our starting point, 2 3/4. Okay, and 3 1/4 is our ending spot. So I'll put it right at kind of the end of the number line here, 3 1/4. So again, same idea. We're just going to count up in small parts that we are familiar and comfortable with, and then we'll put it all together at the end. So if I'm going from 2 3/4 to the next whole number, well, that's 3, where they're so close. So how many fourths do I need to get to 3? 1/4. If I add one more fourth, I get to the next whole number because 4/4 makes one whole. So 2 and one more whole make 3. So now I'm at 3. And how much is it from 3 to 3 1/4? Oh, well, that's just 1/4 because I just have to add a fourth. Oh, so all I did was go up a fourth and a fourth, otherwise known as 2/4. And that works regardless of the numbers. You know, we can, obviously they won't be that close all the time, but we can always just kind of go up incrementally, which means like in small steps, and then put it together all at the end. So if the regrouping wasn't your style, wasn't really working for you, then I hope that this method does. So thank you for watching and good luck with your subtraction.